In 1996, Lil Kim became the first female rapper to go platinum with a solo debut album. She was the Queen Bee. She set the standard for female rappers in fashion, in attitude, in everything. For over a decade, no female rapper could touch her throne. Then in 2010, Nicki Minaj released Roman's Revenge featuring Eminem. On that track, Nicki made it clear there was a new queen in hip-hop. Lil Kim didn't take it well. She spent the next 10 years releasing diss tracks, making Instagram posts, and doing interviews attacking Nicki. But the harder Kim fought, the more irrelevant she became. This is the story of how Nicki Minaj ended Lil Kim's reign and why their beef became the most one-sided war in female rap history. Lil Kim, whose real name is Kimberly Jones, came up under the notorious B.I.G. in the mid-1990s. She was part of Junior MAFI, a group Biggie put together. When Kim released her debut solo album Hardcore in 1996, it changed female rap. The album went double platinum. Kim was explicit, confident, and fashionable. She showed female rappers could be sexual and still be respected for their lyrics. Throughout the late 1990s and early 2000s, Lil Kim dominated female rap. She had hit songs, she won awards, she appeared on major tracks with Jay-Z, Missy Elliott, and other legends. She set fashion trends that influenced all of pop culture. But by 2005, Kim's career slowed down. She went to prison for perjury for about a year. When she came out in 2006, hip-hop had changed. New artists had emerged. Her momentum was gone. Nicki Minaj, whose real name is Onika Mirage, was born in Trinidad and raised in Queens, New York. She started rapping in the mid-2000s. She released mixtapes that got attention in the underground. In 2009, Lil Wayne signed Nicki to Young Money Entertainment. This was huge. Wayne was one of the biggest rappers in the world. His cosign gave Nicki instant credibility and resources. At first, Lil Kim seemed supportive. In early interviews, Kim said she was happy to see a new female rapper getting opportunities. She said there was room for both of them. But that changed quickly. By late 2009 and early 2010, Nicki Minaj was everywhere. She was on hit songs with Lil Wayne, Drake, and other Young Money artists. She was getting magazine covers. Radio stations played her constantly. Fans and media started comparing Nicki to Lil Kim. They said Nicki's style was similar to Kim's. They said Nicki copied Kim's fashion sense, the colorful wigs, the provocative outfits, the bold attitude. Nicki addressed this in interviews. She said she respected Lil Kim as a pioneer, but she was her own artist. She said comparisons were natural, but she wasn't trying to be Kim. Lil Kim saw it differently. In interviews in early 2010, Kim started making subtle comments. She said some new female rappers were copying her style without giving credit. She never said Nicki's name directly, but everyone knew who she meant. Then came the XXL magazine cover in April 2010. XXL did a special issue about female rappers. Nicki was on the cover. Inside, the magazine had a section about the history of female rap that prominently featured Lil Kim's contributions. But Lil Kim felt disrespected. She thought the magazine was positioning Nicki as the new version of her. She felt like they were replacing her. In May 2010, Kim did an interview with Hot 97 Radio in New York. She said Nicki was disrespectful. She said Nicki didn't show proper respect to the women who came before her. She said the industry was pushing Nicki and trying to erase Kim's legacy. The beef was now public. On November 22, 2010, Nicki Minaj released her debut album, Pink Friday. One song on the album was called Roman's Revenge, featuring Eminem. On the track, Nicki addressed Lil Kim directly without saying her name. She made it clear she wasn't backing down. She suggested that older female rappers were jealous of her success. She said she was the new standard. The song was aggressive. Nicki used her Roman persona, an alter ego she created that was more confrontational and angry. Having Eminem on the track added weight. Eminem was known for destroying careers with diss tracks. Lil Kim heard the song and responded immediately.
Within days, she released a diss track called Black Friday, a direct reference to Nicki's album Pink Friday. On Black Friday, Kim went hard. She attacked Nicki's appearance. She questioned her authenticity. She said Nicki stole her entire style. She accused Nicki of getting surgery to look a certain way. Kim also released a mixtape called Black Friday with the cover art showing a decapitated Nicki Minaj head. The imagery was violent and disturbing. Many people thought Kim went too far. After Lil Kim's Black Friday diss, people waited for Nicki to respond. She didn't. Nicki never released another diss track aimed at Lil Kim. She never addressed Kim directly in interviews. She just kept making hit records. Pink Friday debuted number 2 on the Billboard 200. It eventually went triple platinum. Nicki had hit after hit, like Super Bass, Moment for Life, and Fly. She was becoming a pop star. Meanwhile, Lil Kim kept releasing diss tracks. She released Pissin' on 'Em in 2011. She released Black Friday remixes. She did interviews where she talked about Nicki constantly. But nobody was paying attention. Hip-hop fans had moved on. They saw Nicki winning and Kim looking desperate. The strategy of staying silent was brilliant. Every time Kim released a diss track, it made her look petty. Every time she talked about Nicki in interviews, it made her seem jealous. And every time Nicki ignored her, it made Kim seem irrelevant.
Over the next several years, the pattern continued. Lil Kim would attack Nicki. Nicki would ignore her. In 2012, Nicki's second album, Pink Friday Roman Reloaded, came out. It debuted at number 1 and went platinum. Nicki had massive hits like Starships and Pound the Alarm. She was doing stadium tours. Lil Kim released more diss tracks. She made Instagram posts comparing herself to Nicki. She did interviews saying Nicki's success was manufactured by the industry. But Kim's own music wasn't connecting. She released singles that got minimal radio play. Her album kept getting delayed. By 2013, she still hadn't released a new studio album since 2005. In 2014, Nicki released The Pink Print, her third album. It debuted at number 2 and went platinum. The single, Anaconda, became a cultural phenomenon. Lil Kim responded with more Instagram posts. She posted old photos of herself saying she invented Nicki's entire look. She posted memes making fun of Nicki. But it all felt sad and desperate. By 2015, hip-hop fans were tired of Lil Kim's attacks on Nicki. People on social media started calling Kim bitter and jealous. They said Kim was living in the past. They said instead of attacking Nicki, Kim should focus on making good music again. Even people who respected Kim's legacy felt she was damaging it. They said her constant attacks made her look weak. They said she was becoming known more for beefing with Nicki than for her own accomplishments. Younger fans who grew up with Nicki didn't understand why Kim kept attacking her. To them, Nicki was the queen of female rap. They didn't connect with Kim's music from the 1990s. Hip-hop media tried to be diplomatic. They'd say things like, "We respect Lil Kim's contributions to hip-hop, but Nicki Minaj is the biggest female rapper right now." This was their way of saying Kim had lost. Other female rappers stayed out of it. Nobody wanted to pick sides, but most new female rappers cited Nicki as an influence, not Kim. That said everything. The beef continued into the late 2019s, but it was essentially over. Nicki continued having success. In 2018, she released Queen, which debuted at number 2. She broke records for streaming. She was the most successful female rapper in history by every metric: sales, streams, chart positions, and cultural impact. Kim finally released a mixtape in 2019 called 9. It got minimal attention. Most reviews focused on how Kim spent several tracks still talking about Nicki Minaj. By 2020, even Lil Kim seemed to realize the beef was pointless. In a few interviews, she suggested she was ready to move on. She said she wanted to focus on her music and her legacy. But the damage was done. An entire generation of hip-hop fans knew Lil Kim primarily as that rapper who's jealous of Nicki Minaj. Her legacy from the 1990s was overshadowed by a decade of bitter, one-sided beef.
Nicki Minaj became the biggest female rapper of all time while barely acknowledging Lil Kim's existence. Every time Kim released a diss, Nicki was on the charts. Every time Kim did an interview attacking Nicki, Nicki was performing at award shows. The beef showed that legacy alone isn't enough. You have to stay relevant. You have to keep making good music. You have to adapt to changing times. Lil Kim didn't do any of that. She spent 10 years looking backwards, attacking someone who was looking forward. Nicki Minaj proved you can win a beef without saying a word. Sometimes silence is the loudest response. Sometimes the best revenge is success. Lil Kim will always be respected for what she accomplished in the 1990s, but she'll also be remembered for spending a decade losing a fight she started with someone who refused to fight back.